So this is in relation to the scan line. Okay. Oh. Game over. don't understand this. I think there's an explanation here. In bonus stage, shoot as many enemies as possible, and shoot that enemies and increase your bonus. So you can only kill 4 at a time. I mean, 1 at a time. You just have to do it fast. Cry for the moon. Yes. Ah! What the fuck is that thing? Oh, it's... it was a power-up. Boss is too epic. Jesus Christ. Ah! Fucking ass. Yeah, I don't remember playing a lot of this on the Saturn. I have the Saturn version. And this is pretty much the port of the Saturn version. There's also the arcade version. I think City Connection also made the release that, right? The arcade archives, is that City Connection? No, that's Hamster. Okay. So, so Hamster is taking care of all the arcade ports, and City Connection looks like is going for all the Saturn ports because they're releasing all these Saturn ports of games on Steam, on the consoles too. I'm sure. I'm not. I don't know. I never checked actually. See if this actually the Saturn tributes if they actually release these on the consoles. Let me see. They're on the Switch. Okay. So City Connection is also releasing these on the Switch. It's pretty cool. They deserve support though because they because they're releasing all these games that you don't expect to get on the PC, you know. So they need to be supported. And they're selling them cheap. Like this game is like $6. If only they would release like both the Saturn version and the arcade version in one package. But I know probably that's a licensing issue because Hamster is taking care of the arcade ports. I'm not even sure if there's a big difference with the Saturn version and the arcade version. So I need to check something though with the way controller works. So before I end the stream, let me just do that real quick. Yeah, I like their Saturn tributes releases, Saturn S tribute releases. There's so many Saturn games that I would like to have available on Steam, so I don't have to worry about ever hooking up my Saturn. My Saturn is sitting right there in my entertainment center. That's not hooked up though, but I have the HDMI cable for it, but it's just sitting there. If I want to play it, all I have to do is just connect it to the wall and connect the HDMI to the front of my receiver. So if I do default settings and I already customize the controls, I just want to see if it would still accept my edit. Because for some reason you can only use the D-pad to move in this game. And ever since I played Ikaruga on the Xbox 360, I'm used to just using the left stick to play shoot 'em ups. I can't do shoot 'em ups with the D-pad anymore. It feels so limiting. Yeah, my Ikaruga playtime on the Xbox 360, getting to 1cc top 100 was all with the analog stick. I just can't do D-pad. So let me see if it works now. But yeah, this is a pretty good game. It's pretty fun. Okay, so yeah, it would still accept my the override. I don't have to turn on Steam input settings. You can just override whatever that's already in the game. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, moving the ships around now with the D-pad, just, I don't know. I like the feel of the analog stick. But yeah, this is a pretty cool game. I remember parts of it. Like I said, I don't play this a lot on my Saturn. Because I was in uni, I think, when I got this. So I don't have a lot of time. I would still get the games I'm interested in, but I didn't have a lot of time back then to just focus on or play a lot of games. I would play my games when I have time, but and I would get them. The games that I'm interested in, but. This was one of them, but I don't think I spent too much time playing this game. I remember some of the bosses, like the moon stage, how you see the moon in the background. It's actually not the moon. I like the part where the moon is actually, you see the moon stays with you all that throughout the stage, and then all of a sudden you see the actual moon, and then the fake moon actually comes, zooms in, and gets closer to the screen, and then it's actually an egg. That part was pretty funny. And then I remember the dung beetle boss. I do remember that. So it's coming back to me. So I've played some of this definitely on during the Saturn years. So I still have it. It's sitting on my the CD rack. Let me see if I can. Let me grab it real quick. Okay, here it is. So I didn't even get. I got the what do they call that? The best collection. So like the re-release, not the original release, but when they release it again, because it has that like it has the white border around the art. So it's the re-release version. Import Saturn. So yeah. So I'm sure I paid a good amount of money for this because I had to import it. So because I don't think this ever got a Western release. So it's nice that it's that's why I really appreciate what City Connection is doing. I know a lot of people don't like their work, like they're complaining about like not getting the arcade version or whatever. But you know they're very honest about what they're releasing. They're saying that this is a Saturn tribute. You know, it's a Saturn version. You know what you're getting. It's like I see all the hate with the recently released Bubble Bobble collection, and people are saying this is not the PlayStation version. It's like, yeah, it says right there it's a Saturn version. Why are you complaining? Why are you complaining about not getting something that wasn't even part of the deal? I don't get it. I really don't get it. You know, if you these people wanted those specific games, then don't get the game. It's not what you're looking for. You know, they're not thinking about like licensing issues and stuff like that, because these are people who are so used to just downloading ROMs, you know, free willy nilly on the internet. I mean, which I do understand the whole situation with not being able to find the games that you want to play because they're not available anymore, and the only way you can play them is like by downloading ROMs and stuff like that. There's a legality issue there, but yeah, I mean, people are so used to that um, that they don't look at the difficulties sometimes for like city a developer like City Connection to be able to obtain all of these games. You know, like for example for this release, like to release this plus maybe the arcade version. You know, but the arcade version is being taken care of by Hamster. And then like with that Bubble Puzzle Bubble or whatever it's called collection, how people are expecting the arcade version to be there or the PlayStation version to be there because there's certain modes that they like. You know, it doesn't make any sense. So people are just so spoiled these days, especially like with gamers. With like people who are so used to like downloading MAME stuff and ROMs and stuff like that. You know, I mean, so they just expect like if they have to pay for it, you know, it has to have all of these features. It's like okay, and they're selling it cheap. It's not like they're asking you for like $39. Like this game is like $6. They only want $6 for this, so. It's just funny. People are just so funny, you know. Yeah, and then they're buying something that they know it's not going to be what they want, and then they're gonna complain about it. It's just ridiculous. Oh, you're not putting any efforts into it, you know. They they want to give you the Saturn version, and you're getting the Saturn version. What else do you want? And it's not like a $30 game, you know. There's only so much they can do. Yeah, it's a straight port or whatever. They didn't put anything extra. I mean, it's nice enough at least with City Connection. You have the ability to just put scanline in, and Even though it's not perfect, the best uh, Skyline options they have out there for retro games now is like the Capcom Arcade Collection and that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game, the latest, not the one from Digital Eclipse, but the original game has they updated that with a really beautiful looking scanline option. So, and this actually looks pretty good. You know, it looks pretty good. It looks nice. So I mean, a lot of the like I remember playing those Saturn games back then. The Saturn games have always been a look. They've always been looking a little pixelated ish. So you know, because the display was starting to get a little better instead of the regular CRT, they started to have flat screen and stuff like that. So you know, this is okay. It could be better, but it's okay. But again, it's like a $6 game. I think it's pretty nice value, especially if you like these Saturn games. And I don't have to hook up my Saturn if I want to play Metal Black now. I just play it here on Steam. So which actually has better controller. Because the controller on the Saturn and on the Dreamcast, oh gosh. I tried to play, I think a couple of years ago. Maybe it was last year. I was playing a bunch of Saturn games and Dreamcast games. And oh gosh, I can't stand those controllers anymore. So they should sell modern controllers for design with for the old consoles. I know that they have like really nice controllers for like NES and Genesis, like modern controllers that you can hook up to those consoles, but not for the Dreamcast and the Saturn. Maybe they have them now because I think the last time I was looking for them was probably a couple of years ago because I was wondering and I was curious. So I was like, there's got to be well, I think my Saturn controller was dying, and I did buy a new controller for it, but it's pretty much like almost like the original controller. So, like, I wish that they would have like actual modern controllers that you can use for the Dreamcast, Saturn. GameCube has a really good controller. What else? PlayStation 2 has a really good controller. So at least like PlayStation 2 level, you know. I mean, like the Dreamcast controller is not the best. So, and the Saturn was, oh gosh, pretty awful. Even the Knights controller, that inspires the creation of the analog stick. You know that the little nub controller to fly Knights. That was nice. I still have that controller, huh? Yeah, I think I have it in the back in the closet there in my controller storage. So you can't use it with a lot of games though. I remember the compatibility is limited. So, but anyway, yeah, this is a nice release. So thank you, City Connection. This is a pretty cool game. And I look forward to them bringing more Saturn games on Steam. It's really great. You know, the entire Saturn collection would be great. Maybe I'm sure that they're working hard on that because they're getting like some of the weirdest games being released on Steam. You know, like but mostly like Taito games, I guess. Maybe they're getting these Taito licenses because this is also a Taito game, right? But they also have like the weird SNES Decapitated Samurai game was out last year. Um, so yeah, they were able to get that game released. Yeah, they're getting like really interesting games. Maybe there's didn't they release Rolling Thunder 2? Or is that part of a collection? Oh, that's part of the Taito collection, I think, for the Switch. They released Elevator Action from Saturn, Saturn Elevator Action 2 or whatever, and I did get that game. I haven't played it yet, so I never got that on my Saturn. So, but anyway, yeah, this is a good release. Keep going, City Connection. We love you. You know, don't be bothered by those crazy reviews that are complaining about nonsensical things. You're doing a good job.